configuration. As you guys are aware, we are going to cover all these 5 modules along with these ages. Okay, in case one or two topics, maybe in case based on the need and all, maybe we can consider. But as a trainer, what I can commit is whatever which are available under this sheet, I'm going to cover that. Okay. So, well, first, the configuration. Basically, this configuration, you can call it as a basic and common configuration list. This will be help us to start doing the transaction process, your journals, means general related transactions, as well as this can be used or this can be mandatory configuration. Once you've done this only, you can go ahead and perform all your subledger configuration as well as your transaction process. Okay. If I complete all this configuration without doing this also, I can go ahead and start doing the configuration for AP also. Okay. Well, okay. How many ways I can go ahead and do this configuration? Can I go ahead and do the configuration, manual configuration? Or else I can go ahead and do the configuration through rapid sheet. How to do that? There are multiple ways to do that. One is with standard process like through manual. Another is with rapid implementation sheet. How to download, how to prepare the data and all, we are going to discuss that detail. What I would like to demonstrate first is, rather going to directly for rapid process, I would like to complete the manual process. By that time, you guys can understand what is the navigation for each activity. Whenever I do the rapid process, in case if I stuck somewhere, by this time you understand the navigation process. For example, structure deployment is completed or not. You can go ahead and verify the structure activity by navigating from this task. Okay. Well, let's go ahead and do the configuration. Before start doing the configuration, I would like to demonstrate on the enterprise structure. What is enterprise structure? Any one of you, please?
See, let's say, for example, I will just give the example of one of the group, Taj Hotels, which I have worked for. So let's say, for example, Taj Hotels. So under Taj Hotels, there is a multiple hotels was there. So at that time, Taj Hotel was their enterprise structure. After that, IHCL was legal entity. That is Indian Hotel Corporation Limited. Taj Hotel was a group. IHCL was the legal entity, and under IHCL legal entity, they have a multiple hotels. So that is defined as an operating unit. And along with that, they have used one ledger with the one legal entity. So entire that structure is called the enterprise structure.
Correct. You are correct. Basically, enterprise structure is nothing but whatever you said, that is correct. So in general, how it is gonna work. Okay. So let me demonstrate on that. Okay. So basically here, when it coming to enterprise structure, let's take enterprise. Okay. Then later, under which division. Of course, it's not a mandatory. Okay, it's optional thing. Then later, primary ledger. I'm giving in simple definition, guys. Okay, you guys can understand better. Okay, legal entity. Business unit and operating unit both are same. Okay, business unit we are calling in cloud, and operating unit in EBS hardware. Terminology is different,
Business
but
unit in cloud, operating unit is in correct.
Yes, correct. Yeah. And then inventory organization. I'm trying to explain total flow. This would be the generic structure. Let's take enterprise, Tata Limited or Reliance Limited, whatever you wanted to take, you can go ahead and take that. See, enterprise is going to be a mandatory thing, a divisional under which you wanted to have a divisional like APAC division, US division, UK division. Okay. and EMEA division. Example I'm taking, okay? And primary ledger, US primary ledger.
UK primary ledger.
Yeah, US primary you can take. Okay, so here under US primary ledger we have some two legal entities. Just consider that, okay? USLE1, USLE2, under which let's take only with simple example. Then later USBU1, US okay, and with some California and Atlanta. Some these are like sub inventory. Okay, basically, whenever you guys are going to define any organization, first you need to understand the structure, how it is. Basically, here I'm taking as a Tata Limited. Tata Limited is called as a enterprise, or else you can take it as a Taj Group, or else you can take that as a like Reliance Industries, whatever. Division is nothing but APAC division, US division, UK division, EMEA division. Of course, if you wanted to track this as a division wise, you can go ahead and track that. Of course, it's not a mandatory thing, it's an optional thing. Under this, you need to define your ledger. Ledger is nothing but basically you can record all the transaction related to your company from the ledger. Of course, and one more thing, these are all like a interlinked to this. Okay, this would be the it's gonna be start like sub inventory you need to map to inventory organization, inventory you need to map to business unit, business unit to map to your legal entity, legal entity you need to map to primary ledger, primary ledger you need to map to this division, respective division, this division you need to map to your enterprise. Okay, let's this because I so far whatever the clients which I worked, I never come across on the division part. But let's go ahead and just consider that this is our structure. Okay, well, so remember under this enterprise structure would be one. Under this enterprise structure I can have a multiple ledgers. One is for US ledger, another one is for UK ledger, another is for Singapore ledger, and all. Under one ledger, if you wanted to track or if you wanted to assign multiple legal entities to one ledger, yes, that can be possible. But you cannot map multiple ledgers to one legal entity. No, that won't work. You need to map US legal entity 1, US legal entity 2, or US legal entity 3. There is no control. If you wanted to map 30 legal entities, you can go ahead and map that. Under which, under this LE1, you wanted to map multiple BUs. Yes, US BU2, US BU3. This way, you can go ahead and map that. Same way for inventory organization as well. Okay, this is how the structure need to be defined in the system. Okay, is that clear? Enterprise structure on this, or any questions? Any one of you, please. How the structure is gonna work? Let's take your simple understanding. Whatever the company you wanted to take, or else you can take your current organization which you guys are working for. That way also you can understand that. Not a problem.
I have one question over here. See,
Please.
until what I understood is that until EBS actually, you don't have any concept called the default business unit. So currently what happened, you can create, earlier what happened, one legal entity, one operating unit only. But now, if with the one legal entity, and you want to create the multiple legal entity, one business units. Let's say, for example, I have created one business unit for the AP invoices purposes, but at the same time, I have a multiple legal entities because I am processing the invoices for the multiple legal entity. So that is also possible with the same business unit. Earlier was not the case. Am I correct?
No. See, business legal entities would be one. Under legal entity, you can have a multiple business unit by saying that. Okay, for example, let's take US legal entity one. Just take that. Okay, and BU1 is for procurement related. Okay, BU2 is for only invoices can be. BU3 for payments can do. Okay, this is how you can able to map. Okay, the legal entity would be one, but where can have a control and all we are going to discuss. Okay, if I wanted to restrict only one BU to this legal entity, yes, we have an option to restrict that. Or else, if you wanted to consider all these trees be used to legal entity, we have option to restrict that. We are going to see that, okay? But the concept wise, it's remains same, but only here the thing is, here it's kind of, if you wanted to do a kind of centralized process by maintaining one BU also, it's going to be possible. Okay, only one
Yeah.
BU would be enough to perform everything. That is also
Yeah,
possible.
understood.
Yeah.
But let's say, for example, just now you have given the example, now BU1 is for procurement, BU2 is for invoices. Okay. Now the I have a US primary ledger and I have a three legal entity, US LE1, LE2, LE3. Okay. So for the BU2 is invoices and that is producing the invoices for all three legal entity. So that is also possible. I can change the legal entity at my invoices level. So let's say, for example,
Correct.
BU2 is processing the
Correct.
invoice for all three legal entities. That is also possible, correct?
Correct. That is available. Yes, yes. If you wanted to map one BU to multiple legal entities, yes, that is also possible. Yes, we have a control there. We'll see that. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Any other questions? Please. Happy Upadaya, Shivani, Siripan, Sonu, Srikanth, Arya. All are clear or any doubts, please? Okay. I'm considering that no questions. Okay. Well, let's go ahead and define that. So basically, you guys are aware this enterprise information and division information is not at all going to be part of our financials, but I'm going to demonstrate you how basically it looks like. Okay. We are not going to do, even HCM team also not going to do, but just I will show you. Okay. This default is going to be available, but you can just update the naming convention. That's it. Okay. So let's say search, just because tracking purpose, just we are trying to, as I mentioned, knowing the task name is one of the important area, guys. For the reason how it's very tough to remember all the task name with everything, right? For example, if I try search with some manage chart of accounts, okay. So these are all some generic, but when it coming to some other activities, maybe it's very tough to manage and all. For that reason, safer side, it will be helpful for you also. So to know the navigation by seeing this also, you guys can make a note, or else if you wanted to make a note later on, it's up to you. But this would be one of the important area to know. Yesterday I said, if you are aware with the task names, I can say 20 to 25% of the job you can able to manage. That kind of importance we have. Okay. So let's go ahead and search with your manage enterprise HCM information. This task name, you wanted to search with that. See here, by default it's available here. Okay, no need to do anything, but in general, in real time, these can be taken care by the HCM team, human capital management team. Okay, so let's give the naming convention, whatever the naming convention you are following, you can update that. We have option to update that. This can be one time activity. Okay, value must enter here. It's not accepting. Copy paste is not accepting. This you can consider this. Okay, just you can update such a way. Okay, you can go ahead and update. Of course, it's a one-time activity, guys. Remember. Okay, so here this would be one-time activity. For example, here if you see, this is going to be one-time activity. Tata Limited, you wanted to update, you can go ahead and update that. If whatever the organization which are working for, you can go ahead and update location, everything. You can update here. You are not doing anything because you guys are aware this can be part of HCM team. But as a consultant, just we should know where the enterprise structure information can be updated and all. Okay, just say submit it. Here in test instance, everyone coming here updating the naming convention how they want, but in real time, this we never go and we never see this. Okay, just say done. That's said. Manage divisions also I wanted to show you the task name. Okay, for example, if you wanted to create, you can create, or else if you wanted to search with any location, you can search it. Let's just say click on create. See here, the naming convention, the internal address, status, and the action reason and the location, which is related to. And just click on next and just you can submit that. The location also can be updated here. Okay. So just say cancel it. It's not mandatory, of course, even though if it's a, in case if the organization want to use this as a financial consultant, we never touch that. Okay, this can be handled by the HCM team, human capital management team can be taken care. Let's come here. Where is our Excel? Second. That is. 1 second, guys. Okay. Can you see the screen now? Can you see it? Please confirm in. Yeah. Okay. Well.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Well. So I'm tracking the date also for your reference. Okay. Guys, in case if you wanted to dig more on that, please spend some time. Okay. Whatever which are discussing, don't be, restrict with this. Okay. Knowing more things on each area, it's always always, advantage for you. So here the process wise, keep in mind the time and the duration and the topics which are covering. I will try to elaborate as much as, and simultaneously do some more analysis to enhance to get a full understanding on the particular activity level. That way you will be in a situation to get a good understanding end-to-end activities of each area. Okay, so just whenever you do practice, just segregate such a way, like first 15 days focus on general ledger, next 15 days focus on AP, next 15 days focus on AR. If you plan such a way, within 3 months, definitely you will get a good understanding on each module. Okay, as I mentioned, take 2 modules, whatever the modules you wanted to, whatever you feel comfortable, take 2 modules based on your experience, previous experience and all. Get good understanding of the 2 modules. Other 3 modules, just understand the standard functionalities, how the configuration, what are mandatory configuration, what the transaction process, how it is, working and all. That way you can just get a process. Okay, I mean the idea on the process. Well, next. So whenever you guys are going to define any activity related to your general ledger, first 4 C's are very, very important. What are those 4 C's, guys?
Chart of accounts, calendar, currency, and accounting convention.
COA, accounting calendar, and currency, and accounting. Okay. Well, first we'll go ahead and define one by one. These 4 C's are mandatory configuration if you wanted to define your ledger. If I wanted to define a ledger without having this, I cannot able to define ledger. Okay, for that reason, I am doing the configuration. Whenever you start working on the project, whatever the way which we tracked here in real time, also the same way information can be updated. Either here I've updated like, in the respective line by line. For example, in the real time, like, in case BR100, what they are going to do, example here, they're going to update like as a counting calendar. Then here, counting method. So here, what it's going to be there, they are going to update with the navigation. What is the naming convention they have used? What is the start date? Everything can be updated. That you can call it as a BR100 document. Okay, business requirement document. Okay, Just I am removing, just for your understanding. I have just shown